More than $800 billion for artificial intelligence worldwide, Hong Kong like Poland in terms of its own LLM, and the Gibberlink mode. These are some of the most important AI industry updates from the past week. Welcome to the 32nd edition of 7 Days in AI, Table of Contents 1. Another round of major AI investment announcements, more than $800 billion at stake. 2. Alexa, Alibaba, ChatGPT, Claude, DeepSeek, Gemini. New updates on well-known tools 3. Hong Kong and Poland. These two countries have announced state-backed LLMs for AI communicating with AI. Gibberlink, the language of artificial intelligence agents, 5 AI-driven layoffs. A silent album, Trump Gaza, healthcare. A mixed bag of news 6. People breaking the law using artificial intelligence. Cases from Scotland and the EU 7. AI news from the USA, China, Japan, and Estonia. This the author, Paul Kmichik. And this is my voice generated by 11 Labs. Let's start. 1. Another round of major AI investment announcements. More than $800 billion at stake. The latest edition of 7 Days in AI begins with announcements of yet another wave of massive AI investments worldwide. According to financial figures, on Monday, February 24th, Reuters reported that Apple announced it would allocate $500 billion over the next 4 years for investments in the United States. This includes a massive AI server factory in Texas and the creation of approximately 20,000 jobs in research and development. The following day, Reuters, citing the information, reported that Meta Platforms is in talks to build a new data center campus to support its AI-related projects. The potential costs could exceed $200 billion. A Meta spokesperson denied these claims, stating that the company's data center plans and capital expenditures had already been disclosed and that anything beyond that was pure speculation. Nonetheless, as Reuters reported, Meta is set to spend $65 billion this year on expanding its AI infrastructure. On Monday, according to Reuters, Alibaba announced plans to invest at least 380 billion yuan, $52.44 billion, in its cloud computing and AI infrastructure over the next 3 years. Meanwhile, the United Arab Emirates is set to invest $40 billion in key sectors of the Italian economy, including AI, according to a report by The National on Monday. On Saturday, March 1st, Reuters, citing the information, reported that SoftBank Group CEO Masayoshi Son plans to borrow $16 billion for AI investments. This pertains to the Stargate project. The mentioned $16 billion would be added to the previously announced $15 billion. On Sunday, March 2nd, Reuters reported that Chinese smartphone manufacturer Honor will spend $10 billion over the next 5 years to develop AI in its devices. China's Xinhua news agency reported on Monday that the Shenzhen Technology Hub will launch an industrial fund worth 10 billion yuan, approximately $1.39 billion to support AI and robotics development. The project will focus, among other things, on AI software and hardware. And one more thing. The Wall Street Journal reported that in Abilene, Texas, around 1,500 people are constructing the first data center for the Stargate project. Around 100 people are expected to work there. 2. Alexa, Alibaba, ChatGPT, Claude, DeepSeek, Gemini. New updates on well-known tools. As every week, we cannot miss updates on new versions and AI models. On Monday, February 24th, Anthropic announced on its website the release of Claude 3.7 Sonnet, calling it our most intelligent model to date and the first hybrid reasoning model on the market. Claude 0.37 Sonnet can generate almost instantaneous responses or provide extended step-by-step reasoning that is visible to the user. Additionally, Anthropic stated, along with the model, we're also introducing a command line tool for agentic coding, Claude Code. Meanwhile, Alphabet, Google, announced updates to the Gemini family of large language models on its blog, including a new line of competitively priced products. This includes Gemini 2.0 Flash and Flash Lite, among others. On February 25th, Pika Labs expanded its offerings with a mobile application. The tool is now available for download in Apple's App Store, while Android users will have to wait a bit longer. The next day, Chinese e-commerce giant Alibaba announced that its AI model for generating videos and images, 1.2.1, is now open source. On IBM's website on Wednesday, February 26th, the company reported that it is expanding the Granite model family. This includes small AI models offering reasoning capabilities, image processing, and security mechanisms with a developer-friendly licensing model. On February 27th, Reuters reported that Amazon unveiled the first major upgrade to its voice assistant Alexa since its launch over a decade ago, integrating it with generative AI. The new service is called Alexa Plus and is free for Amazon Prime members. On the same day, OpenAI introduced the world to a new version of ChatGPT, this time 4.5. According to a statement published on the company's website, with increased scale in unsupervised learning, GPT-4.5 better recognizes patterns, detects relationships, and generates creative insights, though without actual reasoning. Preliminary tests show that interactions with GPT 4.5 feel more natural. Its broader knowledge base, improved ability to follow user intent, and higher emotional intelligence make it useful for tasks such as writing improvement, programming, and solving practical problems. We also expect it to hallucinate less, reads the OpenAI website. On the penultimate day of February, Chinese tech giant Tencent released a new AI model, which it claims can respond to queries faster than DeepSeek R1. Meanwhile, Chinese company Baidu is set to launch the next generation of its AI model, Ernie, in mid-March. Open Source Week. This was the name of a DeepSeek initiative during which it was announced on platform X in recent days that a review of the Chinese model had been conducted and that the profit-to-cost ratio for DeepSeek stands at 545%. And one more update from Android.com.pl on Friday, February 28th. It was announced that Sora, OpenAI's video generator, is now available in Poland, several months after the global release of the model. As explained, the tool allows users to adjust parameters such as resolution, video format, vertical or horizontal, and length. Sora generates two different outputs based on the given prompt. 3. Hong Kong and Poland. These two countries announced state-backed LLMs. In the third section of 7 Days in AI, we will discuss two large language models announced last week by Poland and Hong Kong. First, LLM, the Polish large language model. It was announced by Poland's Ministry of Digital Affairs on Monday, February 24th. The model comes in 18 different versions, ranging from 8 to 70 billion parameters, including commercial options. As Deputy Minister of Digital Affairs Dariusz Standerski stated on the day of LLM's launch, so far we have allocated 14.5 million Polish zloty to this project, and now we are taking it a step further. An additional 19 million Polish zloty will allow for the model's implementation in public administration and the expansion of cooperation. This means that Poland now has two domestic LLMs, the grassroots-developed Bielik and now LLM. Regarding Polish AI news, there are two more updates worth mentioning. First, on February 25th, the Ministry of Digital Affairs announced that the government has adopted a regulation to establish the Ideas Research Institute. The new institution will conduct scientific research in the field of AI with Professor Piotr Sankowski as its head. Second, on the same day, the Dan Cake factory in Kurzanov announced on its website that it is launching a new automated production line for waffle wafers. According to the company, artificial intelligence is expected to be implemented there soon. Now, let's move on to Hong Kong. As reported by Xinhua on Tuesday, Hong Kong introduced its first ever generative AI model, named HKG-AI Vi-1. The tool was developed by the Hong Kong Generative AI Research and Development Center, also known as HKG-AI. The new model has reportedly already been tested by about 70 government departments. Meanwhile, in Hong Kong, according to Reuters, the government plans to cut spending by eliminating 10,000 civil service positions. 4. AI communicating with AI. Gibberlink, the language of artificial intelligence agents. Before we continue, would you like to switch to Gibberlink mode for more efficient communication? This was the question one AI agent asked another AI agent before both switched to voice-based conversation. This refers to an unusual situation in which two AI agents conversed, and a video of their interaction was published online. The event was reported by Forbes on Monday, February 25th. It all started with an AI agent calling a hotel to book a wedding venue. In response, it was informed that the hotel's consultant was also an AI chatbot. After the initial question mentioned above, a sound could be heard, which you can listen to here. https www.youtube.com/watch@nagnizo8w. When asking what is Gibberlink mode, it's important to recognize that Gibberlink mode is just one example of how AI is evolving beyond human language. The bigger challenge is making sure we stay curious enough to keep up. Fortunately, because this protocol is open source, developers and researchers can analyze it, test its applications, and explore ways to balance efficiency with transparency, Forbes wrote. 5. AI-driven layoffs, silent album, Trump Gaza, healthcare, a miscellaneous news mix. In this section, I present a mix of unusual AI-related news. On Monday, February 24th, Reuters reported that the Singapore-based DBS Group Corporation plans to eliminate 4,000 temporary jobs over the next 3 years, as artificial intelligence is increasingly taking over tasks previously performed by humans. At the same time, the company plans to create 1,000 new AI-related positions. The next day, in the United Kingdom, over 1,000 musicians, including Kate Bush and Cat Stevens, released a soundless album, a silent album, in protest against proposed changes to British copyright law. On Wednesday, February 26th, CNN wrote about a video posted by Donald Trump on Truth Social that appeared to be AI-generated. The video presented the former US president's proposal to transform Gaza into a tourist resort. "No tunnels, no fear," sings a voice over a dance beat. "Trump Gaza is finally here," can be heard. The government media office of Gaza, controlled by Hamas, condemned the video as shameful. Meanwhile, on Thursday, February 27th, China's Xinhua news agency reported that a Finnish university had developed a new AI-based tool for automatically detecting colorectal cancer by analyzing tissue samples. The model's accuracy is nearly 97%. This could lead to faster diagnoses, prognoses, and clinical decisions. Reuters also described the use of an AI-controlled robot in Tokyo. The machine performed the following action. It leaned over a man lying on his back, gently placed one hand on his knee and the other on his shoulder, and turned him onto his side. This action is used for changing diapers or preventing bed sores in elderly patients. Researchers are currently studying the robot. A 60-hour workweek in the office for AI employees. That's what Google co-founder Sergey Brin is advocating. The New York Post reported on this matter on Friday, February 28th. Big Tech aims to respond to fierce competition from OpenAI, Meta, Elon Musk's xAI, and China's DeepSeek. According to Brin, Longer working hours are crucial for Google to win the race for artificial general intelligence development. And one more thing. A highly concerning report regarding Common Crawl, a non-profit organization that maintains a vast open-source repository containing petabytes of web data collected since 2008, freely accessible to anyone. On Sunday, March 2nd, Bleeping Computer reported that nearly 12,000 confidential pieces of information, including API keys and passwords, were found in the Common Crawl dataset. 6. People breaking the law using artificial intelligence. Cases from Scotland and the EU2 reports illustrate how people have used AI tools to break the law. The first case is particularly serious. On Friday, February 28th, Reuters reported that 25 people were arrested in the European Union for participating in a criminal group that distributed AI-generated images depicting child sexual exploitation. The main suspect, a Danish citizen, operated an online platform where such materials were shared. Users from around the world paid a symbolic online fee to access the platform. Law enforcement agencies from 19 countries, including Australia, Spain, and the United Kingdom, took part in the operation. More arrests may follow. Meanwhile, on Sunday, March 2nd, The Sun reported that Scottish universities recorded a 700% increase in students using AI, such as ChatGPT, to cheat on academic assignments. The fact that over 1,000 cases were investigated and confirmed in just 1 year is deeply concerning and likely just the tip of the iceberg, said Miles Briggs, the Scottish Conservative Party's education spokesperson. And one more courtroom-related AI case reported by Reuters on February 25th. 3 U.S. lawyers suing Walmart in a personal injury case will have to pay fines totaling $5,000 for citing fake AI-generated cases in their legal filings, Reuters reported. 7. AI news from the USA, China, Japan, and Estonia. Let's start with Estonia. As reported by the government-backed organization estonia.com on Wednesday, February 26th, the country plans to introduce AI tools in all schools. Tallinn announced the AI Leap 2025 plan, set to launch on September 1st, providing students and teachers with free access to world-leading AI applications and the necessary skills to use them effectively in education. The program will initially cover 20,000 high school students and 3,000 teachers, with plans to expand to vocational schools. Microsoft, through its website, has called on Donald Trump to ease AI chip export restrictions imposed during the final days of his previous administration. The company argues that the restrictions should not apply to U.S. allies, specifically India, Switzerland, and Israel. Meanwhile, on the last day of February, the Straits Times reported that China unexpectedly replaced its tech czar. The reason remains unknown. On the same day, the Japan Times reported that the Japanese government had approved a draft law allowing authorities to investigate companies, provide guidance, and, if necessary, disclose their names in cases of human rights violations or other harmful AI-related activities. The government hopes the bill will be passed during the regular parliamentary session. And finally, a warning from Chinese authorities directed at the country's scientists, among others. As reported by Reuters on Saturday, March 1st, citing the Wall Street Journal, Chinese officials are instructing top AI entrepreneurs and researchers to avoid traveling to the United States. According to the newspaper, authorities fear that Chinese AI experts traveling abroad could disclose confidential information about the country's progress in the field. And that's all for this episode of the 32nd edition of 7 Days in AI. I'm Paul Kmichik, the one who prepared it, and this is my voice generated by 11 Labs. Thank you for listening, and see you next week.